But let's move on into another new basketball product that came out. So we're in the midst of what we call the crossover period, where we have 1920 stuff still coming out because we still have Immaculate, we still have Flawless, we still have, I'm sure there's a few other, we have like a Hoops Premium product.
There's clearly Donruss.
Clearly Donruss. So we still have some 1920 releases. But today, the newest 2021 release, the first release of the year.
First one, baby, let's go.
Contenders Draft Picks comes out. It came out today. You're looking at 6 autos in a hobby box. They're in their collegiate uniform, obviously, because we don't have a draft until mid-November. And you look at these new guys, and coming out the gate, we got Wiseman, we've got Edwards, LaMelo, a few other names being tossed around. As you can see here, they've it's the same kind of design that you see in the football Contenders. They keep it kind of consistent, which it's nice.
Within the same year, yeah.
Yeah, and some of these guys are on card as well. You've got the Campus ID. You've got the Cracked Ice. And it's a lot of value. It's probably going to be one of your cheaper products of the year that's going to give you 6 autos.
Absolutely going to be one of the cheaper products.
One of the cheaper value. But granted, you're going to get 200 guys, and maybe 50 or 60 of those guys don't get drafted, So there's going to be some names in that product. It's not as condensed down as, like, say, a Hoops or a, these other products that are coming out. Mm-hmm. But we're in weird times because this is I want to call this the first COVID released, in a sense that this is the first time we're getting a product released where these guys didn't play. And these guys are going to be drafted. We did not have a Final Four. We did not have a Sweet 16. There was no college basketball last year.
There wasn't even a draft. There's not even a draft yet.
Right. So the hype going into this is non-existent compared to the prior years, right? I mean, Zion. We were talking about Zion years before Zion came out, right? The year we were talking about Lonzo years before he came out. So there was always this hype. We were talking about Ja because Ja performed in the tournament. Murray State. He was out there playing well. So there's a lot of like kind of where do we go? So I wanted to kind of break down 1920 versus 2021 and give some collectors some expectations, because I think that you're not going to have the Vegas Summer League, right? So you're not even going to get any hype on that. And then you're going to have some exhibition games, obviously, and you're probably going to have some practices that are filmed. But I think you're going to have to expect these guys to really not even come into form till mid-season. So how does that affect NBA products? And I'll start with C-Rad.
Yeah, it's going to be a complete crapshoot this year, I feel like, with not a lot of data out on these guys, right? You can watch some tapes of them and watch highlights on YouTube and hear analysts talk about who they think is going to be the best player in this draft and all that stuff. But at the end of the day, like, nobody really is going to know, like you said, until probably like mid-season, like who any of these guys really are or how good they are, how good they're going to be in the future. So it's going to be interesting to see this year with the product. And even with that said, the products aren't going to go down in price significantly because like people want to find that next guy regardless. So like I said, people are going to be watching all this stuff and trying to figure out who that next guy is going to be. We kind of have an idea of some of these kids and how good they're going to be. Based on pre-college or maybe like a couple of games of college.
I mean, they did have the games. They just did
games,
not have the tournament, right?
Right. So, yeah, it's going to be a fun year. Now, when I say that prices aren't going to be that much lower, they are going to be. I feel like they are going to be obviously lower than the Zion year.
Well, what you're going to see in like the first 10 releases. Yeah. I'm going to say 10 releases because it will carry over.
Yeah.
You're going to see a lot of speculation, and it's going to be on the heels of the 18-19 products. It's going to be on the heels of the 19-20 products. You're going to have a lot of people who are speculating that if it's basketball, you got a lot of new people still in the hobby. So they look at it and go, it's basketball. It goes up every year. I'm going to buy it and hold on to it. If you look at it, this product, there's really no reason. There's no reason on the court why it should be double the MSRP.
Right.
But it is.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say Blowout is selling it for $250 a box or something.
I think it's
like
$350.
$350.
Yeah.
Okay, $350. It's even more. That is solely based on the 18-19 and the 19-20 products.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to be dealing with that until these players are actually playing and we're seeing what they're doing in the NBA.
Well, $279. Sorry, $279 for major online retailers, down from $329 on sale. But the point I was trying to make is, it's not like it's a 13-14 season, which arguably had a bad draft class, right? We came in from the double rookie class into the 13-14 season looking for that guy. Giannis wasn't anything at the time, so you count him out at the early point of the release. You had Michael Carter-Williams, Oladipo, and that was about it. People weren't
Anthony Bennett.
People weren't excited, but you're talking about 10 to 20 to 30 times more people involved in the hobby now compared to then. So I think you're right in terms of there's going to be some speculation. There's going to be guys paying big money for guys based on hype or based off an exhibition where they dunk like crazy.
Based on where they got drafted.
So I would just be very wary of getting too invested in some of these guys. I don't know if Panini's going to pivot into having more vet stuff, having maybe more Zion autos and stuff, just to kind of make sure there is some chase.
I can't
just
see
in case.
that unless he's already signed. I can't see that happening.
Yeah.
But when we talked about it 2 episodes ago, I think they have a lot of leftover stuff from.
Well, they don't. They have some leftover stuff. I wouldn't say it's a lot. They're gonna have
not a lot this year.
They'll have
because they're pushing 1922.
Yeah, I mean, you might as well if you're gonna use what's left over. Put it on something that is going to be considered a rookie card,
year, yeah.
and not
I feel you.
and not the second year. Like add value that way. But I don't think they're going to be able to go and get more Zion autos at a price point where it would make sense for them.
No, I mean,
especially when this is when they get a good value for these rookies. Like they really are going to have to push these rookies. But I actually sat there. I mean, think about it. Think about if there was no Luka, right? Luka didn't blow up. And think about if there was no Zion last year. This would be a struggle to sell this product at $135.
Absolutely.
Right? Because that's I mean, if this product was around before, and it was a product that honestly us as Mojobreak would maybe get a case of and not want to go back to the well and get any more of it.
I'm actually going to say that even disregard the 18-19, we couldn't sell 18-19 Contenders draft. Yeah. It wasn't until Zion's rookie year,
Yeah,
we did a lot of Contenders draft 17-18.
We did,
and it was cut. It was cut.
Yeah, but that was because Lonzo.
Right.
Lonzo.
But we weren't necessarily making money on that.
But but I don't know. I mean, you got to think if you didn't have that stretch of just solid years and great rookies coming out and a lot of hype going into the season. There's no reason for this product to be as high as it is right now.
Yeah.
What are we basing it off of? The only thing we can be basing it off of is previous years.
Yep.
Well, and there could be some value in speculation on these single autos because I don't think a lot of these guys are, at this point, with a month to the draft, a lot of these guys may or may not have any eyeballs on them besides the names that we have shown here. But if you look at the latest mock, and obviously these things can change, you've got Anthony Edwards going to Minnesota with the first overall pick. That situation, I don't know. I mean, Minnesota, they got Towns, they got D'Lo now. I mean, is this a situation where Edwards can perform as the number 1 pick? The interesting one is if the Warriors do keep the second pick and then they go Wiseman because the Warriors don't have a center. You normally don't have a team like the Warriors drafting second overall. So that's a unique scenario where you could maybe keep an eye on him because he can come in with Clay, with Curry, with Draymond, and possibly be right in there and performing, getting rebounds and blocking and playing great defense. That's an interesting one. And then you've got LaMelo going over to the Hornets. So is that a good place for LaMelo? The Hornets usually don't garner a lot of hobby attention, don't garner a lot of hobby love. Kemba Walker took years to sell, and now he's on a different team. You got Devontae Graham. I mean, you go down the list. I mean, you got the Bulls getting Avdija. You've got Cavaliers getting Okoro. So, I mean, but there's some, which I guess is to look at which team and needs somebody that's going to come in and play right away and going to actually get attention, make the highlight reel, and possibly have some cards that people are going to want. So that's where we don't know because there wasn't a lot of tape going on. So Any names stand out for you right away? From
I just know off the bat, LaMelo is going to be the highest. Is going to go for the most out the gate from this draft class.
You think so? Over Wiseman and Edwards?
Just on strength of name alone. Edwards will be a close second, I feel like, because he is going to absolutely go in the top 3. But LaMelo, off the strength of his name and his flashy play style right out the gate, is going to be the best seller. But obviously we got to see when the play actually starts. I think if he goes to the Hornets, that actually makes a lot of sense, because they need somebody like a like a playmaker like him out there in Charlotte, and he'd bring a lot of attention to that city. If he can do half of what people think he's gonna be able to do.